the money weighted rate of return, right? We have the money weighted rate of return, which is called, again, which we can shorten to MWRR. Okay, one more time, MWRR. Now, MWRR is equal to the IRR of investments made over time. Now, when we have given to us numbers like this, investment is made at the beginning of the year. So in the beginning of the year 2015, we have an investment of 5,000. The return is 5%. Okay, so if we want to find out the return in rupees, we multiply 5% into 5,000. So we do 5,000 multiplied by 5%. Okay, and we get this 250. Now, the portfolio at the beginning, we are in the first year. So the portfolio in the beginning is going to be nothing but 5,000. Portfolio at the end is going to be the portfolio at the beginning and plus or minus the return. Okay, so since this time it's a negative number, it will reduce, and therefore we have a portfolio at the end of 4,750. Now, in the beginning of the next year, we are investing 10,000. Okay, that means the portfolio at the beginning of the year is going to be what we got from last year plus what we just invested at the beginning of next year. So we have a total of this plus that. Okay, and again we need to calculate the return, and they're telling us the return is minus 15.2%. So it's going to be the portfolio at the beginning. All right, it's always going to be the portfolio at the beginning. The first time around, it makes sense to do this. Keep in mind this number is exactly the same. So if you really want to be correct, okay, using spreadsheet, you could stick to multiplying 5% into the 5,000 year, and then you're in a position to drag it down. Anyway, the return for 2016 is going to be minus 15.2%. Okay, minus 15.2% multiplied by the portfolio value at the beginning, which is minus 2242, and therefore portfolio value at the end again is simply the multiplication of these two numbers. Okay, and this goes on and on. So we have got 12,508. We have got an investment of 15,000. Therefore, the portfolio at the beginning is going to be the addition of 12,508 and 15,000. And in this way, we are in a position to calculate all of this. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag down our values. Okay, and we finally get a value at the end. Okay, which is the amount that actually comes back to us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make all of this up to 2 decimal places. Alright, and yeah, for presentation purposes, you can put everyone up to 2 decimal places. Now, we have these numbers. Okay, these numbers are portfolio value at the end, but we are still going ahead and investing all the way up to 2019. In 2019, we make an investment of 25,000. Okay, we already had something from before, 65,000. So adding both of them gives us this, and we're making a return of 17.65. Adding it all up, once it's all done, 1,05,920 is what comes back to us. Okay, so if we had to think of it in terms of cash flow, alright, in the first year, okay, if we're thinking about it as year and cash flow, in the first year, we have a cash outflow. Okay, we have a cash outflow of 5. Now you need to keep in mind that when we are calculating the money weighted rate of return, okay, the money weighted rate of return, we are finding IRR for the cash flows in such a way that the first cash outflow, okay, in this case 5,000, the first cash outflow is going to be on the left hand side, and we want to find that rate which when applied to all the remaining cash flows. Okay, so for the year 10,000, for example, okay, in 2016 we have 10,000, that will be considered year 1, so 1 plus r, okay, to the power 1, 15,000 upon 1 plus r to the power 2. Okay, the question that could be asked is, why is 10,000 year 1? Because you can think of 2015 to be year 0. So year 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and year 5 is when you actually get this back. Okay, so when we are thinking about it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these are our subsequent years. Our year 0 involves an amount of 5,000, and we want to know what is going to be the IRR in such a way that if we apply it to all of these cash outflows and this cash inflow, we get the same value. And so we have a formula function in spreadsheet that allows us to directly calculate the IRR. But in case you do not have access to spreadsheet in an exam, use your calculator. Alright, whether it's interpolation or whether you're using a financial calculator. I'm going to show how this is done on spreadsheet. Okay, and even if you're not using spreadsheet, you'll have an idea. Anyway, always year 0, if it is going to be an outflow, it has to be shown as negative. All of these people are also outflows because they are investments taking place, so it's going to be equal to minus this number. Okay, and that's going to be the same situation going all the way till year 4. In year 5, you're getting this money back. So if you want IRR, it's going to be the IRR of these numbers. Okay, so it's going to be, I mean, if you're going to do it using pen and paper, okay, and a simple calculator, you literally have to find the NPV, okay, for all of these years. Okay, you find the NPV once at one rate, NPV once at another rate, and then use interpolation. For me, life is easy, IRR and drag. Alright, so that gives me 15.15%. Now, just to make sure I'm correct, I'm just going to go ahead and calculate the discount factors. So discount factor we know is equal to 1 divided by, open bracket, 1 plus r raised to the power, okay, raised to the power n. Okay, so obviously to this power 0 is 1, and we can drag this number all the way down. Okay, and of course we need to fix our value for rate. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that in the formula bar. Okay, so if I double click here, now it has these dollar signs. Okay, and now I pull, so I get the discount factors. Okay, and I'm going to show it up to 4 decimal places. Discounted cash flow is where we simply multiply, and keep in mind the first year, 0th year is already here, so I need to get an NPV of 0. That's how I know we are correct. So this is equal to this multiplied by this. Enter. Okay, and go all the way down. Okay, so we do it at every level, and we add. Okay, so we add, and we're getting 0, so we know we're correct. Anyway, this is just to check. This was just to check if we were right. Your answer is this number. So your money weighted rate of return. Money weighted rate of return is equal to, is equal to this. I hope you all have understood. Any doubts, feel free to comment. Thank you.